Okay, so let's look at the results here first of all, and then let's see what you thought about the patterns or the shortcuts that are happening. So number one, after you did all the work, what did you get? R squared minus 36. Good, that one was a shorter answer. Number two, what did you get? Good. 16x squared plus 16x plus 4. Check your boxes and see if that's what you got. Number three, 25r squared minus 30. Good. And number four? What happened with number four? What was your first term? 4n squared minus 32n positive 64. Good. Keep going. Number 5. 49k squared minus 64. Number 6. 36m squared plus 12n plus 1. Number 7. Then what? Minus 81y squared. Good. And the last one? Minus 30v times t, and then plus 25t squared. Good. As you looked at it, what pattern did you see happening? How about down the left-hand side? What always happens here? The middle one's always canceled. Good. What sign do you have every time? A negative sign. Do you see this 7k? How it turned into 49k squared? Do you see this 8? How it turned into 64? What's really happening here? What are you doing to the first number, 7k? Multiplying by its own number, right? Multiplying by itself or squaring it. So you take 7k squared and you get 49k squared. You take the 8 and you square it, you get 64, and you put a minus sign between. Let's focus on that one for a minute, down below, and then we'll come back up to the other one. So, in the middle, there's a place here for special cases. But if you look up at the top, this special case had two things happening. The two letters matched. A, they use the generic letter A and B, but it means your first term matches your first term. Your second term matches your second term, and one's positive and one's negative. Whenever that happens, you have the middle sign that just goes away because one's positive, one's negative. So whenever that happens, you're going to take that whole first term and you're just going to square it. You just take whatever you have first and you square it. We're going to call that a squared since we have an a first. That's a squared. It's always going to be minus, and then you're going to square your last term, b squared. So all you have to do, if you notice that all the numbers match but one's positive and one's negative, all you have to do is square the first number, do subtraction, and then square the second number. So let's look down the left-hand side of those examples. When the numbers match, 5r and 6, 5r and 6, but one's positive and one's negative, the middle term always goes away, and all you do is square the numbers. Okay, but please, this only happens in one case. So if you look down at the first one down here, excuse me, let's use this shortcut. Let's not take time to do the whole box. This is a special case. It's 5x minus 3 and it's 5x plus 3. Everything matches, but one's positive, one's negative. So all you're going to do is take that 5x and square it. And for the first couple times, I'm going to write it out. You wouldn't write this out. You would do this in your mind. 5x squared. And then what goes here, plus or a minus? A minus sign. And then you take your last term, 3, and you square it. You just take your whole first term and you square the whole thing. You take your last term, you square the whole last thing. So what does that come out to be? What's 5x whole thing squared? 25x squared, 5 squared and x squared. And then you do the minus sign, and then you do 3 squared. And it just comes out like that every time when it's positive and negative, but everything else matched. So for this one, let's take 6n and let's square it. What do we get? Square them. 36 n squared. 36n squared. Always do minus. And then take the last number and just square it. What's 2 squared? 4. And then you're done. So So when it's a special case like this, you can get it done in just a couple of seconds. This is what your homework is going to be like today. I'm giving you several problems because I want you to do the shortcut, not do the whole boxes when you recognize the shortcut. Does this one work for shortcut? Yeah, everything matches except one's plus and one's minus. So take your 4n times 4n, just square 4n. What do we get? 16n squared. Put a minus sign because a positive times a negative will always be a negative. And what's the last term going to be? 25, 5 squared. Do this last one with me. What would it be? 64k squared. And then what? Minus 4. Okay? This is a special case. It only works when everything matches but one's positive and one's negative. All right, and we'll practice that some more before you have to do them on your own. All right, back up to the top. Number 2, 4, 6, and 8. This is not one where anything canceled out. But please notice you still have your 6n. That whole thing got squared, and you got 36n squared, right? You don't have to write this. Just look at it, because I'm going to try to show you what happened here. And then you have 1, the second number, and that number got squared. But this time, there was no canceling out of the middle. Does anybody know why? Because it's positive. There's no positive and negative to cancel each other out. Both signs match. Now look at this 12. Look at this 30. Look at that middle number. Do you see what happened? Anybody see it? Nobody saw that pattern? Okay, let me do this. Number 4. See how if you do 4 times 2 is 8? Look what we got, 16. Look at this one. 2 times 8 is 16. Look at what we got, 32. Look at number 6. We had 6 times 1 is 6, but what did we get? 12. Look at this. 3 times 5 is 15, but what did we get? 30. So what's happening now for the middle one? Multiply the 2 numbers together, and then you double it. So it's 6 times n times 2. You multiply the 2 together, and you double it. So I'm just going to, for right now, you're not writing this down, I'm just going to write it. You double the middle. Okay, and that's the shortcut that you're going to do. You multiply the 6 times the 1, you get 6n, and then you double it, you get 12n. See this 3d times 5t is 15 dt? You double that, and you got the 30. So you multiply the 2 terms together, keep whatever sign it is, and you multiply by 2. See that up above also? It's 4 times 2 would be, 4x times 2 would be 8x. If you multiply by 2, you get the 16. 2 times negative 8 would be negative 16, and multiply by 2, you get the negative 32. So for the shortcut is you just multiply the 2 numbers together and double it. But that only works if they are exactly the same. The signs have to match as well. So your shortcut for the right-hand side. I'm going to write it out in the algebraic way, and in Math 3, they're going to use this a lot. But when we do it mentally, I'm not going to fill in every spot. We're just going to do it mentally. But this one would be a squared. You multiply the first part, whatever that is there. For the middle, you would take a times b, and you would multiply it by 2. You multiply the 2 parts together, a times b, and then you double it. And you keep the sign. And then the last term would be take your second number and square it. B squared. Now this is just a general formula. There's no A's and B's in your problem usually. But the A just stands for whatever term is first, and the B stands for whatever term is second. What would be the only difference right here?
You have to do it like this.
You have to write this down. This is a rule, but you don't have to write it out like that every time. You can still do the boxes. Is that what you mean? Can still do the boxes, but for tonight there's a lot of problems, so I want you to practice doing the shortcut so you wouldn't have to write the box out every time. But like on a test or a quiz, the boxes will always work. Alright, so what would be the only difference here? Since this one was positive, this one was minus, where would we get a minus sign? Right at the 2ab. So it'd be a squared minus 2ab, but this would be a negative b times a negative b, so that one would always still come out to be positive. The last term will always be positive. The only one that can change is the middle one. Okay, so let's do the right-hand side using the shortcuts. So this one, for your answer, you square the first term. You're going to do 2m squared. For the middle, you're going to multiply the two numbers together and double it. And then for the last term, you're going to just square the last one. So this is going to be, and I'm just going to write it out one time. It's 2m squared. You might want to write that just so you would have it to look back at. But for the rest of them, we'll do mentally. Square the first one. For the middle, you multiply the two together. 2m times 6. And you multiply it by 2. Good. 2 times 2m times 6. And I won't write this out every time. I just want you to have it. Will this be positive or negative? Minus. Good. You keep the minus sign. And then your last term is going to be the 6. And you square it. Please don't write this out every time. This is just for you to see where everything's coming from. The first term, 2m, gets squared. And then it's minus 2 times the two numbers multiplied together, and then it's plus the last term squared. So it would technically come out to be 4m squared minus 2 times 6 is 12. 12 times 2 is 24. Make sure I multiplied that right. 24m, and then plus 36. So now let's do it without writing it all out. Let's do some with just the mental part of it. And the hint is this. I'm going to write this on the other side, but you square the first one. You either add or you subtract double the product. Product means you multiply them together. And then you add the square of the last one. Square the first, square the last, double for the middle. Okay, so for number 12, square the first number. The first number is 4n. Square that. What do we got? 16n squared. For the middle, is it going to be positive or negative? Negative. Now all you do is 4n times 1 and then times 2. What's that going to be? 8n. 4n times 1 is 4. Double it. Times 2, you get 8n. And then the last one is just the last number squared. 1 squared would be? That's how fast those can go if you recognize the pattern. The pattern only happens when you have the same number times itself. Say again? Okay. But at least you're getting them right, aren't you? You had a high score, didn't you? Number 14. Square the first number. What do we get? 49n squared. Multiply the two numbers together and multiply by 2. 56 times 2? 112, right? Positive or negative? Negative 112n. But the last number is always positive, and that would be what? 64. This only works in these two special cases. Please don't try to use them all the time. All right, last one. 2p squared. What do we get? 4p squared. For the middle, 2p times 5 is 10, and then you double it, and you get 20. Good. 2 times 5 is 10, and then you double it, you get 20. And then the last one